everyone. I am Rachel Clark, and I am here with my good friend Susan Slew.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us. And so as you're coming on, please drop a comment down below. Let us know that you're watching. We do want to come back and say hello and thank you for joining us. So if any of you have followed us for a little while, you may have seen some of our posts recently about a new product that our company has recently launched. And hey, Bobby, and so many people, I mean, we have been flooded in such a short period of time with some amazing stories of lives being changed. And the thing is, it was a pre-launch phase, and so it was even very limited on, you know, getting it out to people and things like that. And it's been phenomenal.
It really has been.
And so Susan has an amazing story, and I am going to try to get through it without getting emotional. But I asked her if she would come on here and share this, because this is a story that people need to hear. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Well,
and if you'll share your son's story, but yeah.
Well, first of all, thank you for that introduction. What is nice about this whole thing is, like you said, the stories that we've been hearing on a daily basis were moved to tears of health, people feeling like they can regain their health and feel better. And that is, it's a miracle.
I'm not a crier.
Really
I am not a crier, and I have cried more like in the past month.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. So let me just give you a little backstory on my son, and I will tell you that his name's Hogan, and he has given me permission to do this. I asked him if he wanted to come on and talk, and he's 19, and he was like, no, I don't think so. But he did say I could do this, so I appreciate that. But Hogan was diagnosed with Asperger's, which, if you don't know what Asperger's syndrome is, it is on the autism spectrum. So now they really don't have Asperger's anymore. They call it a high-functioning autism spectrum disorder. And if you are familiar with autism, you know that it is a spectrum disorder. So you will meet one person with autism and you'll meet another one, and they have very different symptoms, very different things going on with them. So it's a very difficult thing to treat because everyone is so different. So when Hogan was 7, he was officially diagnosed, and we had a lot of things that were apparent, that things were not the way they should be. He had a lot of sensory issues. He had some speech issues. We were looking at some motor delays and things like that. So we knew things weren't quite right, but officially got diagnosed when he was 7. Went through school, and to help him get through school, because, you know, not only did he get diagnosed with Asperger's, but they also said, well, he has attention deficit as well. So we had that to deal with. So here he is in school dealing with all the sensory issues, and now he's having difficulty focusing. So in order to help him be successful in school and to do what he needed to do, we did decide to go ahead and put him on medication. And he went through different types of medication. For 9 years. He was on and off different types. So it did work, did what we needed to do. But, you know, his behaviors continued to be, you know, a little erratic. Some of the things that people with Asperger's deal a lot with is social situations, social cues are very difficult for them. But what we noticed with Hogan especially was he was very anxious. And, you know, you don't know, is that something that's with the disorder, or is it something else? You know, because we all have anxiety at some point or other. But, you know, Hogan would pace around the house. If he were in the living room or walking around, he doesn't stand still. Well, is that attention deficit? No, he just felt like he needed to move, very nervous. So when we were able to get our hands on these CBD patches, he was my guinea pig. I said, okay, so I'm going to try them. And of course I've found great success with them too, but not like this. This has been wonderful. We decided March 10th because we had spring break and he would be out of school. And we said, well, let's try it and see.
And he was more than willing. When you explained to him about it, he was on board.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why was I was talking to him because he's graduating from high school and going on to college, and I said, you know, this narcotic that you take, it's a controlled substance to help you focus. I said, we really need to try to figure out a way to get you off of this medicine. And of course, as an individual who has a difficult time focusing and getting things done, he was apprehensive at first, but then we started talking about, you know, the damage to your liver and all the things that this long term, that this is something you don't want to continue to do. So, you know, and he was like, well, Mom, why didn't you tell me this was so bad for me? And I said, well, you know, it's kind of like the lesser of two evils. We had, you have done very well in school, is very successful, great grades. And so we're thankful for that. And if I had this answer a long time ago, I would have tried, because I will tell you that throughout that, we did try, you know, more natural ways to try to get him to stay focused, and nothing was doing the job. So we come to spring break, and he's more than willing, and he was already using some essential oils, which helped. You know, we have a focus essential blend that he likes, and so we thought, well, the great thing about the square is you can actually put essential oils on it as well. So we thought, well, let's go for it. So we put a drop of the Focus essential oil on the square as well, and slapped that puppy on, and really, it was amazing. I think that the really neat part about it was, if we had gone a day or two in the past and maybe we didn't get prescription filled for some reason, he had terrible withdrawals and just felt miserable, and he did not experience any of that. And so since March 10th, he has not taken any of his medication and has had no ill side effects from it. And when you ask him, you know, he'll say, Mom, I didn't realize, that medication made me feel so anxious. And one of the side effects is anxiety. So but what do you do? It's like, anyway, so as a parent, I just felt like a failure, because I can't do anything better than this. This is the best I can do. Right. And so him telling me, I didn't realize that medicine made me feel so anxious. You know, he's eating like that. You know, that's one of the side effects too. That medication is you know, it suppresses appetite. So he's eating more. He's sleeping well. And you just ask him. He says, I just feel good. His affect is different. He's much more social. Even watching him today at church, we had a function, and I know in the past I wouldn't have seen him where I saw him when I walked in the gym, and if you know what I'm talking about, he would have been off by himself somewhere, and he wasn't. He was over with the rest of the kids. So there's, you know, it's just something I can't explain how good it makes me feel, that he is feeling so good, that he feels just very connected. And like I said, when you talk to me, there is a difference in him. There's a difference. And then the other aspect is that he's not taking a controlled substance. He's feeding his body something that it needs naturally. It's a plant. It's a plant-based solution to a problem that your body has. And so really that's, you know, we talk about, you know, it's a miracle. Yeah. The miracle is the body that God designed. And so we're just unlocking that part of our body to work the way it's supposed to. And so, you know, it really is an answer to prayer for me as a mom, knowing that when he goes off to college, he's not going to have to worry about getting prescriptions refilled or the side effects from the medication, and just, you know, being able to go into this next phase of his life clear-headed and feeling good. That's fantastic. So
what a wonderful, it's so wonderful. Yeah. It's a wonderful feeling to be able to help people, but when you can actually help your own child, that has to be just beyond amazing.
It is.
What an incredible feeling. And I know that you had mentioned that when you came back from spring break and he was going to go back to school, you had given him the option.
I did.
You're like,
I did.
What do you want to do?
And we had actually, because when we came back, when we were on vacation, called his doctor because he was due for a refill. And I said, well, I want him to come off of it anyway. Let's start to wean him off of it. And she said, sure, no problem. So the next dosage was going to be less anyway. And then so when we came time to go to school, I said, you know, it was time to go to school in the morning. And I said, so what do you want to do? Do you want to take your medicine, or is the patch it? And he looked at me and he goes, the patch is it. And so that medicine has not been touched, and I won't be. And I can't wait to talk to his doctor and tell her just how fantastic this is. And I know that it's not a cure. I get that. There's no cure for autism. There's no cure for Asperger's. But what we're helping him do is manage those symptoms. And not everyone's going to respond the same either. But I'm just so glad that I was able to slap it on and let him try it. And that we've had the results that we've had. So, I just feel like there's hope. There's hope in this little white square that we have, and it's just been.
It's really amazing. It's amazing. I mean, and that's why, I've been on this journey with this company now for 4 years, and the nutritional products have completely changed my life, my health. I am so thankful. And I know that a couple of things that I was still struggling with was anxiety, and I had been on anxiety medicine in the past, and I've shared my story about that. It was an awful experience. Coming off of it was horrible. And, not sleeping well, but those were things when the CBD patches came out, I was like, okay, I didn't really know what to expect from it, but I was going to give it a try, and I just cannot believe the difference in the way that I feel. I feel like it's that missing link that I didn't even realize was missing. And I feel happy and joyful, and like I said, I cry. I'm not a crier. And we were joking now. It's like, hashtag the square makes me cry, and because there's so many people, it's just, it's an incredible experience. And we're hearing from people that, are just in less pain. They're sleeping better. And again, everybody's different. There's some people that they can, have the patch on for a couple days. They can have amazing results. Some people, it may take a little bit longer. Because like we said, everybody is different, but the stories are just truly incredible.
Absolutely.
And that's why it is so good to be able to help people with this. And it's getting our bodies to become balanced. And that's what it really boils down to. And I'm just so unbelievably just thrilled and excited.
And we can the simple concept of just putting it on and not having to worry about dosage or
the taste
right, absolutely. So, and you can get real sciencey with this, but I encourage you to do research on the endocannabinoid system and understand that this is a system in your body, and that's the function of it, is what Rachel was talking about. It's to put all the other systems in balance, so you have homeostasis, and when you have that, you have less disease.
Yes.
So think about, and it's an endocannabinoid system, so that means that your body already has cannabinoids in it that it naturally produces, but there's something it needs to help. Sometimes it needs help being regulated. So that's where the CBD oil comes in. So if you think, well, it is that thing that will make all the receptors in your body work like they're supposed to. And so if you have an issue, a health issue that you're dealing with, Google is the answer to everything, right? We can Google everything. Don't Google symptoms when you're sick, because pretty sure I have a runny nose and guess what, I'm going to die. So you got to be careful what you Google.
Right.
But I mean, and look at the sources. Whether you're looking at PubMed and things like that. I was watching. I'm geeked out on this. I'm sorry. I was watching a talk from a doctor in 2018, and he was talking about. There have been 20,000 published articles on the endocannabinoid system, and then about 8 on how it works within our bodies. That's a lot of articles. And he said only about 5% of doctors know about it. That's a
unbelievable.
problem.
It is
so,
a problem.
He said, that was what the research, when they started asking doctors, well, what do you know about it? So I think that it's going to take a lot of education on the part of everyone to understand this is not snake oil. I mean, this
Right.
I'm not. You Western fans know what I'm talking about, right? So this is the real deal. Your body needs this
Yes.
to unlock and do what it's supposed to do, to get those receptors to work the way they're supposed to. And when we were able to go to our company event last week. I can't believe that was just last weekend.
Yes.
In Cincinnati, and it was almost, if we could cheer and during this, we would have, because the science is there, and you look at it and you think all these things that helps with memory, cognitive function, appetite control, you name it, it touches that system in your body. So the central nervous system. I mean, I could go on and on. So
And
I
it's
told
just-
you I'm geeked
yeah.
out on it.
We're both the same way. It's pretty. It's so
amazing.
fascinating.
It's fascinating.
You know,
yeah.
when you're hearing these stories and you're learning more about it. I mean, that's just like when my health and stuff was changed so drastically because of nutrition, and then I got kind of geeked out with all of that, because I'm like, really? So giving our body the nutrition it needs really can make a difference. And with the patch, I've got one on today, and it's, you know, you put it on and you leave it for 24 hours, and it's time released over that time. And I will say that even I noticed that I have more energy even like at the end of the day. I mean, can you relate when you're coming home from work and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even feel like cooking, I don't feel like doing anything, and I'm noticing, I'm like, I have more energy at the end of the day to do things.
Right.
And so it's these little things, and like I said, now it just became available for everybody to be able to order yesterday, and so it's been a crazy, I mean, this month, I'm not even sure where it's gone, has been completely insane.
It is exciting.
The stories, and I'm just so thankful that, you know, Hogan is receiving so many great benefits from this. And
Me too.
you guys, this is a story that people need to hear. And you know, if you would share this, feel free, just hit the share button. You know, if you know of somebody that needs to hear this story, tag them. Feel free to reach out to either one of us, message us, whatever. We're happy to help in any way we can. But like I said, the most important thing is, like, people need hope.
Absolutely.
I've been at a point in my life where I had no hope. And I know you were struggling because you were wanting your son to come off this medication, and you're just like, what am I going to do? And talk about just truly a gift from God that's like, here's your answer.
Right. Absolutely.
And it's changing lives, and it's going to change so many more lives. This is literally just scratching the surface. So can you think of anything else you want to add?
No, I just think one story I heard, and one guy, he said it just a kind of a sentence. He felt like that he finally woke up. That he finally woke up and started experiencing life. Yeah. And it wasn't, I don't even remember the backstory, but I remember that little bit of it, thinking to myself, that is it.
Yeah.
Because it is a clear, calm focus like you cannot even imagine. And if I'm experiencing that, and I know that is what Hogan is experiencing without the narcotic is to me, that's huge. That's huge.
When you have that feeling, especially when you've dealt with the anxiety, with depression, things like that. And for me, I was joking. I found myself humming. I don't hum either. I'm like, what is this doing to me? But I felt happy. Yeah. I felt joyful. And I didn't even know that was even possible. And like I said, I was already so thankful for the changes that have happened in my life. But then to have this, and it was just, it's truly been unbelievable. And my husband also has just been, he's receiving benefits from this. He's been out there spreading, you know, the message and being able to help people. And that's what this is all about. It's all about changing lives and giving people hope.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
So we don't want to keep you. We know your time is valuable. We appreciate all of you that have jumped on here. Those of you that are catching the replay, thank you so much. And again, reach out to either one of us if you have any questions. Anything.
They can join our room.
Oh yes. If you do, thank you.
Which has an awesome newsletter.
Yeah. Yes. We do have a private Facebook group where it's a mixture of inspiration, nutritional information, recipes, just having, support.
Mm-hmm.
We just finished up yesterday a 30-day gratitude challenge.
Yes.
And the feedback that we're getting from that is really been
good.
Been
We're
amazing.
grateful, right?
Yes, we are grateful. And we have a great newsletter, thanks Susan, that goes out every week, and to keep you kind of up to date with great information. So if you want to be included in that group, let us know and we will send you an invite to join us there, because it's becoming quite a great community to be a part of. So anyway,
Absolutely.
All right, well, thanks again to all of you that have joined us, and don't hesitate to reach out, and we hope you all have an amazing day, and we will be talking to you soon.
Bye-bye.